do this. Chat up. Yes, please. Welcome to Make a Path Presents. Kicking this off, first thing I want to say, we have, if you're new here, we have a main topic. We're going to talk about the rumors about Rick Grimes. They seem to have exploded, but this is a spoiler-free channel. However, this is such a huge piece of The Walking Dead news. We are going to keep it spoiler-free. I want to make sure that is clear from the gate. I'm going to give it just a minute or two. It usually only takes about 2 or 3. Oh, it is not good news. It usually takes only 2 or 3 minutes to get a few hundred people in here, so I'm going to wait. Yeah, I'm going to start, since we're doing upgrades, I'm going to start messing with banners. The banner I'm going to take off in a little bit. I'll pop it back on every now and then. I'll have it on a timer so that way people can see as they're watching. You know, we do this every, Okay, get serious. Get adult, Ronnie. Get adult. We do this every Sunday. I am going to shrink the size of the webcam just for a little bit because I want to show you guys some images and some articles. But if you're new here, we discuss The Walking Dead, primarily zombie-related stuff, horror-related stuff. And if there's absolutely nothing, if we have discussed everything, then it kind of turns into a free-for-all. But we meet here every Sunday. And if you have any topics, feel free to shoot them out during the week. We're not going to cover everything that people mention, but Twitter, Facebook, whatever you find easiest, whatever platform you're on. Yeah, hit me up, put out some topics, so that way I can I have feelers out there. All right, it looks like some people are going to have to try to avoid spoilers. I'm going to do my best to avoid as many spoilers as possible, but warning, there's heavy spoilers about Season 9 already out there. AMC, man, they can't keep shit together. Wait, did I put the right thumbnail up for this video? Oh man, I hope so. So guys, let me know what the mic quality sounds like, because for some reason, man, it sounds a lot louder than last time in my headset. So you guys let me know. I don't know. The mic stuff always irritates me because I hate when people treat a mic like a cock and they can't get enough. You know what I mean? You can hear them swallowing their own spit, and I don't know. Mic stuff just really irritates me. It's a pet peeve with some YouTubers. I don't know. Anyway, so I hope it sounds good, but now that we got a few hundred people in here, we're going to cover one of the big rumors, and this is pertaining to something that if you're an active fan of The Walking Dead and you're active online, there's no way you're going to miss this. It's everywhere. But the rumor is that Andrew Lincoln is leaving The Walking Dead. And we've been getting subtle hints lately, like Chandler Riggs, well, pretty much my opinion, confirmed it. That's what we talked about, where he said, oh yeah, I was shocked when I heard it, or whatever he said. I completely forget, to be honest. And then there was a couple different hints that he might be leaving. Well, one of the biggest bombs dropped, and again, if you're in the spoiler community, you guys probably know a lot more, find out a lot more. Obviously, you do if you're into reading the spoilers, but you probably get your information different. The way I got it was a picture of Rick Grimes with a fan. Now, we're going to show that here. It is not, there's no spoilers, but you can pretty much figure something out right away when you see the image. I'm going to put it on the screen. I'm going to lower the webcam just for a little bit. I know some of you females get pissed when I lower the web screen a lot. Okay. That was my ego cropping up for a second there. Don't worry, I have a tiny ego, so he's going to go back in his cage. All right, so this is the image right here. It's Rick. All right, let me put myself way in the corner. Which way, Ronnie? This is Rick with a fan at the airport, and if you look at his beard, maybe if I need to pick up as a reminder, if you guys look at this image here, do I have an image here of Rick filming Season 9? He does have this little beard. Now, right away, all right, so picture this, Rick with a beard, and then we have Rick here departing, apparently the rumor is, to London, going home from filming The Walking Dead in Georgia, going to London. We know San Diego Comic-Con, which is a big one, is coming next month. And if you guys are familiar with the interviews and stuff around that time, usually every season the cast gets on a jet and they're filming, they fly to San Diego Comic-Con, and then they fly back, and it's right in the middle of filming. You know what I'm saying? So this is highly, highly, highly unusual for Rick Grimes to be bouncing out now when he should be filming, unless there's something with his family, something personal, or there's and this is reaching. This is like his character's doing fine on the show, but it just so happens to be a long gap of time where he doesn't film and he can shave his beard. Or if you want to stay in denial, sure, there's lots of things you can say. One thing you can say is in the comic, Rick had a bigger beard when they came back at this point in time, and he did shave it. I think it was Andrea said something, and he trimmed it down. Actually, he trimmed it down to how Rick looked in the filming images with that little beard. So if you're in denial and you like that island, you could say that Rick on the show had a little beard in the beginning of season 9, and he trimmed it down for the fair and stuff like that. Hell, sure, I hear what you're saying, but in my opinion, this is kind of proof that he's done filming. He did his 5 or 6 episodes and he's out, which is why I did the thumbnail the way it was. That guy, I just want to say real quick, that guy in that image, he looked thrilled. Andrew Lincoln made his day. Did you see that look? I'd have that look. Followed immediately by a restraining order, but I'd have that look. I'd be like, yeah. Anyway, what was I saying? So another thing to go along with this, and again, this gets tricky because it's kind of a spoiler, but it's not. If you're in denial, it's a spoiler. All right, we can pretty much all agree that Rick is gone, right? He's gone. Everything's lining up for him to be gone. Well, because we have a MAPP fan family Facebook group, it's where, hopefully it's where a lot of people can come and discuss and discover new entertainment. Kind of just an extension of the channel where the channel's not the focus of the Facebook group, but it's the community's the focus of the Facebook group. And we have a couple mods that are in the spoiler community, and they help filter as best as possible the spoilers. Because before, having no mods, like if I don't know what's a spoiler, so if people are using spoilers for predictions, I wouldn't know, and then you get people going, hey, that's a spoiler, and it's like, oh god. So there's spoiler mods in the community who help us out, and they did confirm that be wary, because there will be spoilers out there, and the spoiler community has certain information all motherfucking ready. And it is not good news. Now, I can't go into details for one main reason. I don't know them. That's all I've been told. I've been told, yes, they have certain information. It's not good news. So if you're an active online fan in the fan base, we see all the hints. We all know, even though we want it not to be true. Unfortunately, that alone is a spoiler. However, I strongly feel that they are going to showcase Rick's last season in the trailer itself. I feel like, and I could be totally wrong, but I feel like they're going to promote season 9 as the end of Rick's story, but the beginning of the group's story. Now, we'll look at a couple news articles, because there's one hint to the big story arc in season 9, and that might tie in to what I'm talking about. And we're also going to get to the comments section. Let me run through the little bit of news, and then we'll kind of do it like a review. I'll run through the news, a few minutes here, and then we'll kick back and relax and go into the fan feedback from you guys. So let's see. The first thing up would be, okay, that is the same thing I looked at. And so was that. Wait, there was a news article. Oh, yeah. All right. So the first thing up is from Skybound does a mailbag. And if you're not familiar with Skybound, Skybound is like the main Walking Dead company. The Skybound's the company that makes the comic. So that's like the original Walking Dead, the comic book, the home. Now, they don't have any control over the TV, but they're kind of partnered with them, so they have inside information, they work with them, yada, yada, yada. But they're not the ones to yell at. If, like, for example, you can't yell at them for Carl dying. They're not responsible for that. So, yeah, that's... I see them get a lot of shit for the TV show, and it's like Skybound and The Walking Dead is totally different. So this is from Skybound. They work with the show, but they don't own it, so they don't have that control, so stop yelling at them. But they did say that there will be some really adorable moments between Rick and Michonne coming up. King Ezekiel's path will be different from the comics. I don't know if this is hinting that he will live or die. I think it would be nice to see King Ezekiel live on, do something interesting for his character, at least maybe for a longer period of time. They also said that Daryl, not surprisingly, will have a bigger role than he did in Season 8. And for those keeping up with the rumors, they apparently, AMC offered Daryl $20 million to stay on as one of the original, gangsters from the OG days, from Season 1. So, and also Father Gabriel will help Jadis integrate into the group. I like that idea. I like that idea of those two characters kicking it. And Father Gabriel, if he is doing that, that might help the emotional connection if he were to die in that season, or he could live on and not adopt his comic death. And even if they do stretch this out with the Whispers, we might not even see his death, even if they do it similar, which they probably won't, because they already gave his death to an unknown character during All Out War. You seen that body hanging from the bell tower? That was how, spoiler alert, but I don't care, because they're not going to duplicate it. If they did, it'd be kind of silly. Maybe they will. Maybe that was like foreshadowing. But my point is, they had a character die in literally the same way. So even, it's like overdoing the foreshadowing, So that's why I don't think they're going to do that. Anyway, and we will find out more about the mysterious helicopter. Now that's an interesting one. I can't think of what the hell they're going to do with that helicopter. Unless they're going to connect that somehow to a Commonwealth. But keep in mind, if Commonwealth was a real place and it was connected to the helicopter, and I'm talking about at that point in time, why didn't Jadis just go there? You know what I mean? As I sip from my manly green straw. Green's my favorite color, leave me alone. Anyway, and the big hint for the Season 9's big storyline is time, which is, and it could be a reach, but this is what I mean by showcasing the story of Rick Grimes. I just thought about this now. Time is interesting because they highlighted Dale's watch, and then Glenn with Herschel and the watch, and then they labeled all those episodes from Dale's quote, and it was about time. So, and in the beginning, if you notice, there was a lot of Easter eggs with clocks and stuff like that. Tons of different Easter eggs. So maybe that is different than what I'm thinking, but if you look at this as the story of Rick Grimes leading this group to a community, establishing this new network of communities, essentially a new civilization. Now it's time for that civilization to grow. And Rick being the one to lead them there. Essentially, they give Rick that honorable leader death, and then the story would shift, and the focus would shift now on the communities, and again, their time to grow as civilization growing up. And there's some excitement there, mainly being that we would see a new world in The Walking Dead, and I talked about this with the comic book, and it's one of those moments where if you're stoned out of your mind, it would hit you. You would feel the thought, if you know what I mean, if you've ever been there. But it's one of those moments where you would think like, yo, in the comic, by the way, when they got to All Out War and they got to the New Beginning, once we started getting more and more of the New Beginning storyline and we started getting hints of the bigger communities and yada, 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 I thought, wow, the old Walking Dead is gone. I mean, they can do little mini stories, kind of like The Last of Us, where we have Joel and Ellie out in that world. It's kind of the same, the world's there's a lot more overgrowth, there's a lot, you got a lot different creatures and zombies and yada, 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 because time is going on. In the world of The Walking Dead, there's only one creature, it's only one type of zombie, but the world's different because people have adopted a new way of life in this world, so you're going to run into people who, at this point in time, are very different than in the very beginning. In the very beginning, you're running into desperate people who are surviving day and day and day, but after a big time skip, you're running into people who have now, tons of different ways, but they have successfully stayed alive, and they're not, some of them, most of them, won't be desperate with that because they would have been dead already. You know what I mean? They would have starved to death or been killed by robbers. And yeah, so the world will be dramatically different, but we can have similar storylines with the little group on the road. And I say little group because if you have a big community in The Walking Dead in season 10 or whatever, you will only focus on that little group that goes out, you know. And I love those stories because you take this little group, they go out, and then you can explore this world. I love discovering the world and the different new stories in a post-apocalyptic world. But anyway, when we got that to that point in the new beginning, I thought, my God, The Walking Dead, the first 2 compendiums, that is over. We will never, ever see any more stories in the world of The Walking Dead at that point in time, at least not with our main cast. That type of storytelling, for one of the best, you know, zombie stories ever, that is done. That is gone. And I mean, it's an easy thing not to notice if you just think about these characters and the zombie world, you know what I mean? It's kind of easy to forget that there's something different about that type of storytelling or those type of stories that we just will never get again. It's over. Unless they do a spin-off, and that's with the comic or with the show, and that's not with characters that we already know and love. That's with new and different characters. So with The Walking Dead, what I said, touching back with the excitement, is what they can do with this, what stories they can bring out of this. But again, it will never be like it was unless they do different spin-offs, because in season 1 and 2 the whole world was different. These were desperate people living day to day, you know, people coming together to work together. You can have similar stories down the line, but again, it is just dramatically different. But anyway, I do want to see what you guys have to say, and there's just 3 pieces of information that you guys did ask on Twitter. I asked you guys if there was anything in particular you wanted to discuss. One person brought up Dying Light. It's a video game. Yeah, it's got zombies in it. I'm definitely going to give it a shot. I know Dying Light 1, I played it. We might do a little video, and for those who new or maybe haven't been paying attention for months now, we've been talking about how this channel is starting to upgrade and do more things, and video games is definitely one of them. One thing that I do want to do, and it's what kept me from reviewing or looking at a lot of different video games in the past, was I felt like if we looked at one, we'd have to play it to completion. But I would like to do more videos where we just pick, you know, a video game, Dying Light 2, and we sit down, and maybe it's only one video, maybe it's only 2 or 3 videos, and that's what kept me from reviewing the video games, because I felt like people would want a whole. When The Last of Us comes out, we're doing the whole damn thing, without a doubt. If Dying Light 2 is absolutely incredible, we might play the whole damn thing and make a little series out of it for that. But you will see more and more. Like, we're starting with the Fortnite. I've been saying that for a while. You will see loads of the Fortnite come out, and then we're going to spill into the other highly edited Walking Dead, yada yada. You guys know I've been saying this for months, but we're finally starting it. I did my little, you know, test run this week. We have 3 videos out, Fortnite videos, or 2 of them out, and then this coming week we're going to have one on Monday, one on Wednesday, one on Friday. But again, that is not, we're not turning into a gaming channel or a Fortnite channel. There's a purpose for that. I discussed it before. We might get into it later, but don't worry, that is helping us bring out more of the edited content. So we will go over Dying Light 2 most likely because it has zombies. Somebody mentioned the Fear the Walking Dead lawsuit. My thoughts on that. This is a tricky one. If you don't know, Fear the Walking Dead is being sued by a comic book called Dead Alive, I believe it is. And it's a comic book about some ship out in the ocean, and they got lost or something. And by the time they ran into people, the world fell down. There was a downfall in the world because of the zombie outbreak. I totally screwed up that. The world crashed because of a zombie outbreak. Anyway, hold on one second. How you feeling, buddy? Something the matter? What's the matter? Hold on one sec. Hold on, guys. Give me 2. Oops, sorry. Yeah, just give me 2 minutes. Give me 2 minutes. You guys talk amongst yourselves. What's the matter, baby? What? Stomach hurts? Let's turn on some lights. You can lay down and play a game or something. You want to just take a nap? Lay on the couch? What? Love you too. All right. I don't even know where the chat is or what I was talking about. Dang. Yeah, sorry about that. So, my daughter wasn't feeling good. She wasn't feeling good, and it was something simple. It was like, I don't feel so good, and she was watching TV, and then she fell asleep early. So I was like, oh, she fell asleep early. I'll leave her alone, you know? And then she just said her stomach's not feeling good. So hopefully she gets over that quick, because being sick during the summer is never good. But she's going to play a game. I'm going to check on her in a little bit. And I totally forget what we were talking about. Oh, so Fear the Walking Dead is being sued. And, well, I did tell her if she needs anything, you know, come in here, obviously. So if she comes in to butt in, she might have some wicked bedhead, so be prepared. Anyway, Fear the Walking Dead is being sued because of that story. I tried looking it up to see how similar that story is to Fear the Walking Dead Season 2. And the reason, and this is the only thing that made sense to me, was why it's being sued, is because the David Alpert, which is really good friends and like business partners with Robert Kirkman, and I'm going to keep this really simple, a lot of different titles within Skybound and everything like that, and I'll probably just mess him up anyway, but he's an important figure in Skybound and Image Comics. Well, Dead Ahead, the comic about zombies on the ocean, was published by Image, but not only that, David Alpert was one of the people who helped manage that Dead Ahead. And he's also one of the main people involved in creating Fear the Walking Dead. You see what I mean? So David Alpert's like an executive producer on Fear the Walking Dead. And apparently this Dead Alive comic that was made with David Alpert like right there along the way. You see how that's all like intertwined? Again, I tried looking into the story. I'm not going to buy Dead Ahead to read it just to see. I don't even know how long it is, but I'm definitely curious to look into it. If it's a zombie comic, a zombie story, I'm going to check it out down the line. But I just wasn't in the mood to, because within a comic, you can't just get one single comic for $3 and know, you know, a good chunk of the story. You're going to have to buy the whole damn thing, and I don't even know how long it is. So I would be curious to see what is similar, if anything, because it would have to be similar, because I don't think they could just sue because, you know, David Alpert happened to be, you know, help get that off the ground at Image Comics or something like that, and then he also was a producer in a zombie. That just doesn't make any sense. So, yeah. If you want more information on a lawsuit, I don't see it going anywhere, but I just wanted to bring that up. I don't know. I feel that kind of silly. But again, if I read the Dead Alive and it's like, oh my God, the story's identical, ouch. You know, that's an ouch. Another person asked on Twitter about Negan giving advice to Daryl. Now, this is something that in the comic book, and we will discuss this because I think something like this could happen. There's definitely potential, but only if they flesh it out more and make it a bigger part of the story. Like if Rick was to die, the communities were starting to crumble, loss of a leader, and then Daryl, you know, gets some advice. If you're new to the comics, it's not how it sounds. It's not like he's, hey buddy, I need some advice. It's not like that at all. It's like an argument that spills into Negan expressing what should happen. In the comic, I'm gonna coin a phrase. And I swear if it's a real phrase, I'm going to be pissed because I think it's so cool. It's something I've been saying for a while. Only a few years now I've been reading comic books. And in comics, they have these little splashes of story arcs. And I think it has to do with how thin a comic is. It's very different than telling a story on TV or in a movie because you have that whole hour and a half. With a TV show, you have that whole episode, the whole season, and you can slowly fill out your story all throughout that. With a comic book, You only have one each, every month, one little comic, and sometimes you have to put in these little arcs that aren't even arcs, but I call them flash arcs. Now, they don't really have an arc, but a lot of times they kind of do, and Negan giving Rick advice in the comic book was what I would call a flash arc, and I feel like it's there only because of the comic medium. If Robert Kirkman was telling this comic story in a longer book, per se, let's say 20 issues in one, he might have scrapped this idea altogether. Because in the comic, it seemed like, oh my god, Negan's giving Rick advice, he might really run with that, we're going to see a different type of leader. But 2 issues later, it's gone. Same thing for Maggie in the comic. I feel like this was just another flash arc. Maggie in the comics tried to kill herself. She lost her dad, and all she had was Glenn. Very different character from the TV show. And this was one of those comic book convenient storytelling moments where it was a cliffhanger in the end of an issue. And then in the beginning of the next issue, we went through like 6 pages dealing with this flash arc. And then all of a sudden it was over and done with. And then she was kind of sad for an issue or two. And then it's gone. You know what I mean? So it's not really a fleshed out full arc. But there's these little... Daryl getting advice from Negan based off of a flash arc in the comic. Now that I said that out loud, I don't like the sound of that, but I'm gonna run with it. They would have to make that a lot bigger, and more involved. And I think there is potential for them to do that, but I'm not really all that sure about it. So let's go into some fan feedback, because I like discussing what's new and out there, but I feel like I'm neglecting you guys. I feel like everyone's like, Ronnie's not talking to us, I'm leaving. I am excited all week to see what you guys have to say about, the rumors dropping or news dropping. I see a lot of people say, did it discuss the spoilers yet? No, I don't know the spoilers. I'm not looking into the spoilers. I do hear there are spoilers out there. It's not good news. So if you do avoid spoilers as well, be cautious on the internet. Be real cautious, because it's going to get out there. And even if you're on this channel and you don't want to read the comments because some asshole's just going to write it down or yada, 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 feel free to not. And I ain't mad. Avoid comments. Avoid posts on Facebook. I don't care. Do what you got to do. But, yeah, it's not good news. Excuse me. All right, let's dive into some questions here. Let me take that down. Yeah, spoilers are hard to ignore. I hate when people say, you don't want spoilers, just don't read them. It's like, you fucking idiot. Like, no offense. I know you mean well, and you're not thinking about the other times where people run into spoilers. But people don't go looking for them. You don't. Remember that time I told you guys I looked up a trailer for some movie that was like an independent movie? Someone told me, oh my god, it's kind of creepy. Go check it out. And I looked up the trailer and I was like, oh man, you know what? I'm going to leave a good comment. I scrolled down. The first comment was, Negan kills Glenn and Abe. What? This is what I'm talking about. You can't avoid it. Even when you're watching an independent horror movie trailer and you just scroll down to leave some stupid comment, boom, it's right there. First thing you see, Negan kills Glenn and Abe. And it's like, oh, come on. People don't go looking for that. You know what I mean? They don't, but they see it. It's there. All right, let's... Yeah, let me just tell you right now, if you're gonna, you guys know that this is a spoiler-free channel. If you're into spoilers, I know lots of people will be like, oh, well, I want to know. I don't know how you guys don't. I don't know how you guys don't just go find them. Spoiler communities are literally the easiest thing to find on the internet. Just Google it. Go to their website, go to their, channels, their Facebook groups. I mean, they are everywhere. They're probably the easiest to get into in the world. You know what I mean? Of anything. Just I don't get it. I don't get anyone asking, where is it? I want to know. I want to read it. Just go and Google the spoiler sites. I mean, it'll take you right to it. I don't know. That gets me. So if you want to know in the chat, but then you're like, oh, but I don't want to put it in the chat, go and do that. That's fine. I ain't mad at you. You know, go and do that. But don't do it here is what I'm saying. And yeah, obviously we got mods. They're going to ban you if you do it here. So just don't. But if you're curious, and that's on you, yeah, finding the spoiler sites are the easiest thing in the world. It's not like back in the day. Back in the day, yeah, that was tricky, you know. But today is easy. Just go and look. Go Google it, you know. What is it? Just Google spoiled dead, anything of the sort, and you will run into it. Yeah, that would be badass if Thanos snapped his fingers and Rick turned to it'd have to be something funny. Let me think. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. He'd have to turn into a walker. I mean, shit. Elijah Jackson with a $6 super chat. Thank you very much for the super chat support. I absolutely love your content. Keep it up. I'm just curious that if Rick does bite it, how much longer do you see The Walking Dead going on? You know what? This is a rough one. I can't deny it. When Rick goes, The Walking Dead is done. In my opinion, like, it is over. For me personally, it's the end of an era. The Walking Dead for me is over, and that's a bomb when that reality sunk in. And keep in mind, I don't sit there and make myself feel that way. I was in denial for the longest time, and then it hit me the other day. I was looking at a picture of Rick making some the thumbnail for a video coming up, and then I looked at a season 9 image. I think I was splicing them together, and I was like, it is over. But in the same strength, I do really want to support the other, you know, cast and crew who are continuing on with this story, and I do want to give them a chance. I want to see what story they have to tell. Now, it might turn out, and again, this is why I did the thumbnail the way it is, it might turn out, and I think it is the case, that something fell apart behind the scenes, and AMC will likely look like the bad guy or be the bad guy at the end of it. That's why I put AMC as Joe holding a gun to Rick's head, because for a lead to just be like, okay, I'm filming 5 or 6 episodes and I'm gone, bitches, see you later. That is ridiculous. Tell me another TV show that did that without problems, organically, where they said, okay, you know what? This is the story we want to tell. Give me another TV show so I can look it up. It doesn't happen without shit hitting the fan. I think shit fell apart. I think relationships fell apart. Absolutely 110%. And I think everything we're seeing here is a byproduct of that. I think, matter of fact, I know that everything is connected. I feel it in my gut. Scott Gimple, Angela Kang, this is all connected. Think about it. They have The Walking Dead, and it is holding that franchise together strong. Shit falls apart. Relationships crumble. Andrew Lincoln is leaving. Now, this is a year ago, all right? Behind the scenes, a year ago, he's gone. There's whatever was said behind closed doors, there's no repairing that. Whatever arguments were had, there's no repairing that. Andrew Lincoln is gone. So then they come up with a new plan because they know The Walking Dead's going to take a hard hit when that character goes. So they come up with this plan. We need to prepare for the next Walking Dead thing. We need that safety net. Scott Gimple, we're promoting you to Chief Content Officer. You're going to oversee the new stuff that we got coming up, because The Walking Dead, the original show, is done. When Andrew Lincoln leaves, it's on its deathbed, you know, unless we come up with an amazing story and then yada yada yada. But this is the safety net. They put him there. They put Angela Kang there. They kill Carl because he's the legacy character, and they don't think he has the acting chops or a big enough fan base or the right fan base to lead it. So they get rid of him, so we don't have a legacy character in that position, and then they fall back on their popular character, which is Daryl Dixon, one of the fan favorites. But what they fail to realize is Daryl Dixon has his popularity because he was in that position. You know what I mean? A lot of Daryl Dixon's popularity was exactly it exploded because of the type of character he was. You know what I'm saying? To put him in a different position, to make him a different type of character, it could potentially erode his popularity because that's not the character they sign on for. That's not the character they know and love. I think they should tread lightly with how they move forward with Daryl's story. Make him the lead because he's an OG character, fine. But don't turn him into a different character. Don't mess with him like that at all. You got to be careful with that, you know. But I personally believe, so much so, I feel cocky enough to say I know, it is all connected. It's not individual little things. What else we got? Let's scroll down. Daryl is going to become talkative again and probably loosen up a bit. Last we see of him, he's not really the main protagonist type, mostly because of the cold shoulder. Rick's no saint, but he leads. Being talkative is fine. Listen, that's the thing. He could be talkative. Original Daryl was talkative. Original Daryl had no problems talking. That was part of what made his character great. He shit out of his mouth the first thing that came to his mind. He didn't hold back. You know what I'm saying? He was just, you know? That's what made him Daryl. So he should be talking more, you know? What headphones are these? They're just a cheap Turtle Beach set. Like, not cheap. I mean, they're still $35, but cheap compared to, you know, $100, $200 headphones. I just got them because they have a microphone you plug in, and then you can... what did my daughter do with my mic? She was playing Fortnite on the computer, trying to be like a little ninja. Oh. Yeah, you got a little... pop it in and you can do a microphone on that. So I got that for cross play with my cousins because they got an Xbox. If I learn how to play on the computer with Fortnite, I can cross play with them, and then we can have the mic to chit chat. MDev said, just wanted to stop in and give my support. Keep up the great content. I gotta go to work. Hope you and her daughter have a great 4th of July. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, happy 4th, everyone, when it comes up. I love the 4th. I think it would be friggin' awesome to somehow get published with Doomsday Kingdom in the perfect time to release issue number 1 officially in stores, and then issue number 2 release in July of 2019. And that would be friggin' amazing. Because, you know, when you're getting published, we would have to work on 6, 7 issues ahead and then come out with them, or I'm assuming. And then, so even if we got published like now, we probably wouldn't be releasing for 6 months or so. I think they have like a standard for that, especially with going through all the details. But long story short, I would love to do something epic because issue 2 is a firework cover, so that would be great. Yeah, there's a couple people saying that the people are flooding. Listen, this is the internet, and this is why I say it gets tricky, and this is the main reason why we stopped doing the Q&As when the show was on, because people fill it with spoilers, and that is the main reasons I stopped the Q&A. You can't avoid spoilers and have Q&As. If you do the Walking Dead Q&As on YouTube and you say you never see spoilers in them, I'm going to have to call you a liar, because ours were just filled, just absolutely filled. And that's something like, what do we do? You know, what do we do? We could bring in more mods. That might be something to look into. So, yeah, if, you know, I'm going to look at that mod list. I know I have 2 more I'm bringing on, but maybe we'll look at getting a few more. My idea is if we have a good chunk of mods, then the other mods aren't pressured to be here every single time. We'll always have mods around to get rid of the things. And I think YouTube even made it easier because now I can see every little thing the mods do. I think they made the history when the stream is over. I could go back, so if some troll wanted to, be a mod, I can find them and then be like, okay, get out of here, So I'm going to look into that. We'll bring in some more mods, but other than that, this is the internet. It's impossible. For some reason, people get a kick out of putting spoilers in comments and spoiling it for people. I don't know. I don't know. Like, you got to be the biggest loser, Like, how the fuck does that make your life enjoyable? Wow. I will never understand. Anyway. Do I think Rick and Maggie will die in the same episode? That's rough, because story-wise, no, it's a bit much. Especially for the fan base, the community. And then story-wise, yeah, if you're having these two big characters and, they die, you can't have some random weird coincidence, some random weird event kill Rick and then all of a sudden some random event kill Maggie. Or if they do that, it'd be kind of odd, wouldn't it? I don't know. I think unless they got a cool story hidden that we don't know about, I feel like that's kind of odd. So if they are both going out, it's got to be some type of connected event. And no, I do not think it's Maggie at all killing Rick and then someone killing Maggie. I don't think it's connected like that. Oh, look at you. Look at you. I don't know how to... Your name is just random letters. R. Paris. I would love to see Beta chop off both Rick's hands and have them devoured by Whisperer Walkers. Whisperer Walkers. Well, Whisperer Walkers aren't real walkers, so... It would have to be just walkers. Or maybe the Whisperers can drag them in and the walkers can do the devouring. That's kind of a messed up way to take out your lead. But hell, if that's what you're into. I'm afraid they're going to kill him as the legendary character. They're going to take him. They're going to take his death. They're going to hype it up. Because that's what hurts storytelling sometimes. You take this character and you're like, oh my god, we need to make the storyline surround his death in this huge major way. So the first half is like all to prop up this one death. Next thing you know, the Whisperers aren't showing up till the end of the friggin' season. And I don't know. I am definitely worried how they go about doing that. Kurishu said, why have the writers, etc. completely fucked up two of the big bads in the Walking Dead universe, in the Governor and the Negan? The Negan. I don't know why I said that. It doesn't give me much hope for the Whisperers. Well, I can't answer why they have. They told the stories the way they felt it necessary. The Governor, I feel like the Governor was... Glenn Mazzara just wasn't the right fit. He just wasn't the right fit for The Walking Dead. And I feel like that hurt the Governor's story. I do give Scott Gimple props. I absolutely adore the way they came back around with the Governor's story. I love that. Now, given if we could get one, true Governor story from the beginning, I would have preferred something different. Screw it. But going from what we had and having so many problems with it, and then coming back around to season 4, I love what they did. So, Dwight E. Boy says, Rick and Maggie leaving is going to hurt ratings enormously. Therefore, the already laughable budget will be cut even more. I'm very worried for the quality of the episodes in the future. Yeah, this is something we discussed. I talked about it before. The Walking Dead doesn't just go away overnight. If they take a hit in ratings, it's going to bleed out. They'll take a hit in ratings, they'll take a chunk out of the budget, they'll take a hit in ratings, they'll take a chunk out of the budget. We'll have, 11, 12 seasons, but it will gradually die. It won't just be like season 10 is it. Unless, obviously, that's a big plan to exit the main show because it's not working, and then bring up a new show or a new movie or a new project, because the world of The Walking Dead is not going anywhere. You know what? I could probably get rid of this banner. We had that enough. You like that? I'm going to do some more banners and stuff and have them pop up, obviously, when it's relevant to what we're doing. Anyway. Deja Vu said Governor was the best story arc, best actor. Looking at the original comic character and the show Governor, they don't look alike, obviously, at all. However, I love David Morrissey and his portrayal of the Governor. He has so much charisma, even though he looks nothing like the comic Governor, and I prefer our characters to look a little like them. Especially iconic ones, like Negan has to look like Negan. You cannot bring in somebody who looks totally different from Negan as Negan, I feel like. With the Governor, you can get away with it. He just was not as iconic in that way as Negan. And one day, maybe I'll think about why that is, but it's such a weird thing. But certain characters have an iconic look you can't go away from. The Governor looking different, but still having the patch, like that shit works, you know? Wait a minute. I think we had a super chat. Wait a minute. What the hell? All right. Let me pull up this because for some reason it's not showing the super chat. Mega Dr. Dre with $5 super chat support. The Walking Dead has been going downhill since Glenn died. How many in the chat feel that way? Just out of curiosity. Dude Guys with a $2 super chat. Rick's not afraid of losing his hands. Ask Negan. No, I don't think Rick's afraid of nothing. GTX Connor says, any news on your comic, Ronnie? Please, love the art style and the story. Yeah, this week we're announcing the issue 3 release date, and we're moving ahead with my plans on trying to make a timeline of events on the website, so that way I'll go to the website and I'll post date it, or whatever it's called, retroactively date it, where I'm going to go back and date, like, okay, we had issue 1, we sold, 1,500 copies or whatever, or orders, and then issue 2, we sold, whatever orders. And again, that's not for specifics. It's not to try to show off. I'm not trying to do that at all. It's just to say, like, we have a solid community here, and we shipped it around this month. And then when we get to current day, we're going to do specifics. Like, we are specifically opening up pre-orders for issue 3 on this date, and then a little bit of information to let you know you can order it, put it on hold. We're only doing that for issue 3, though, issue 3 and issue 2. So if you order issue 2 and 1 now, like right now, if you're like, oh, I'm interested, doomsdaykingdom.com. For some reason, it doesn't show the little box when you actually go to buy it, but in the bottom left-hand corner, after you click hold, it'll say, like, submit. Just click that, and we'll hold it until issue 3 gets here for you. We have like 50 or 60 people that held their orders. But again, we're only doing that for issue 3 because Squarespace's website that we're using, it's just not set up for something like that. And there was a couple orders that got put on hold. It shouldn't have been. So that's why if you haven't received yours yet, there's a few that are delayed just because of that. But we are like down to the last handful to ship out. So Doomsday Kingdom is going great. And I think that new update system will be fantastic, because then on the website we're going to announce when we're actually ordering the prints. So let's say we announce the pre-orders. We're doing that this week for sure. And then we'll give it a month. People wanted 2 months. Some people wanted 3 months, but we're going to try to just do a month. I hope that makes everyone happy. Maybe 2 months if you guys want it, but we'll leave the pre-order open. And then we'll say, okay, we're closing the pre-order on this date. And then we'll say, okay, pre-order's closed. We counted up the orders. We're ordering our stock on this date. And then when the stock arrives, maybe I'll do like an update image and I'll put it on the website and I'll say stock is here. We're starting to ship. I love that idea. So then people who are ordering can see it live right there happening with dates. Full transparency live. No more questions for, a month. Well, is it shipping this week or next week? I love that, if there's anything to add to that, let me know. I definitely am open for suggestions. Wait, let me scroll down, I guess. Yeah, it's hard to keep people from just saying spoilers. I will say, for some weird reason, some people think it's funny to say a spoiler, act dead serious for the longest, you know? And it's just not true. There's so many times when we were doing the Q&As where people were saying like ridiculous things, and they were like, oh, that's... And I'll see the comment for, you know, weeks, maybe for like a month or 2 months, the same screen name, making different screen names because we're blocking them. Oh, this is spoilers. This is like talking about the spoilers. And then when the episode aired, the big spoilers, the whole episode was nothing like they were saying. So there's just some weird shit with spoilers where people who are into spoilers love telling people who hate spoilers. Like, I don't know why they enjoy that. And then you get people who love to pretend they have spoilers just to get people angry. So it's like, fuck, you know? We can't avoid all that. We're going to get some of it. So it's going to be rough. Alyssa said, I agree at Doomsday Kingdom. Oh, never mind. I thought you were saying something else. Nope, Glenn's death wasn't the reason. The reason was stupid writing, fake cop-out deaths, I think you mean, and CGI cartoon deers. Howling Wolf. Take a Walk with Me rebranded The Walking Dead so Rick's story is contained and the show continues to something like The Walking Dead New Beginning. Rebrand The Walking Dead could work, and that's what I was talking about with the end of Rick's story, and it's a new beginning, you know, with the communities. That could work. Again, the story's got to be there. The budget has got to be there. Without that, it's not going to work. Yeah, who do you think have funnier lines, Abraham, Merle, or Negan? That's a tricky one. Merle had some that just, I mean, Michael Rooker's performance just had me dying. I don't know. It's definitely close. I like Abraham. I didn't find him as funny as memeable as he is. I like him. I think he was cool. But I was never really busting my gut, except for maybe once or twice. Like, who's Deanna? For some reason, that had me dying. But with Merle and Negan, it's close. I'd have to run through it again. M. Para34 said, hey, Ronnie, great job on issue number 2. I got my copy last weekend. Oh, awesome. And I hope everyone who got their copies of Doomsday Kingdom liked the new shipping. Obviously, we're not going to keep growing and, you know, have our own company and we're only shipping ourselves, obviously. I mean, who knows if we did decide to do that. I'm just afraid that'll take up so much time where we won't have time to do other things because of shipping, and then we'll have to just hire people, and then it'll, you know, but if no one wants to publish our comic, we might end up having to go that route. That does get tricky. I'm saying that because the majority of the orders are in USA. So it's like, I'm like, here, James, here's your box to ship off. And then I look in the corner of my house and I'm like, fuck this. Skybound, where are you at? Holla at your boy. We have monsters. It's not just zombies, Skybound. Hit us up. What do you think have... how will Michonne move on after Rick? I mean, she can be a solo badass, but this will change her in a way we have never seen her before. Like I said before, unless they do a pre-scene, they kind of already did that in Season 7, but it's Season 7. You need something recent. Unless they do a pre-scene with Michonne, this should crush her. I mean, it should destroy her. And don't give me that... oh, we got strong bitches, you know, don't give me that shit. No, she's, you know, she's, and I know we're pushing a strong female agenda, but she's a human being too. This is someone that she is absolutely in love with, is connected to. This is going to crush her. It should, because that is realistic to that character. Yes, will she bounce back? Yeah, because she's a tough bitch, you know, but it's still going to crush her hard. I mean, this is going to be rough. It's going to be Michonne with Walker Pets all over again for a little bit. Again, unless they do something where they set it up. Like on Rick's deathbed, he's like, don't cry for me, bitch. But do it more poetically than that, you know. The Savior's arc was simply drawn out too much. I think that's literally at the core of the issues. I had to cough. I didn't want to cough in your ear. You mean on the show or in the comic or both? I liked it in the comic. I thought it was suiting, to be honest. In the show, I think it should have been a whole season. I think the budget was the problem. There wasn't enough money to go around to expand the story and make it engaging, you know? Especially for the final battle. There's no way. Sit the writers in front of me and have them look me in the fucking eyes and tell me that finale was not based on the budget. There's no fucking way you sit down to write the finale of All Out War and you just have like 15 seconds of actual war, and most of that are people's own guns exploding, and like a 5-second scene of Rick and gang shooting and then running. People running around it. 2 men running around a tree. 2 grown men running around a tree. There's no way. There, you know, if they can look me in the eyes and say, oh yeah, that had nothing to do with the budget, and I believe them, I'll be shocked. I'll be shocked silly. Dwighty Boy said, I don't believe it has gone downhill since Glenn and Abe died. I feel like season 7 was what it should have been, and wasn't disappointed until season 8. Maybe the last battle, but only that. We got Dude Guys with a $5 super chat support. Thank you very much for the support, homie. Abraham is my favorite character. When he died, it was hard, but I did my part. I kept watching, but I feel like the show didn't do its part. Yeah, I definitely agree. And here's the thing. You have characters and writers, even though you might not like certain episodes and yada, 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 there's still a lot of charisma there with the cast and crew and the passion that goes into it, and Greg Nicotero and his team, and, you know, the walkers and the actors. And even though there's moments that are disappointing, there's still those shining moments that shine through all that. And I think that's why, for me, I'm mixed with those seasons, because no, season 8 was not what it should have been. It did not live up to the hype of what it should have been, even storytelling wise. But at the same strength, there's those awesome moments that are just sprinkled here and there. And for me, it's kind of like a mix, you know. But I definitely agree for people who said they just, it's not their cup of tea. I feel you on that. But some of the people who said they did like it, I feel you on that too, because I'm almost split down the middle, you know. For every episode I liked, there was another one I hated. For every 10 minutes in an episode I loved, there was 10 minutes I was like, did we really need to go here? Brian Ackham said, hey Ronnie, can you please tell me who's running the sanctuary? I honestly don't know. I have no idea. From where they left off, it shouldn't be Dwight right away unless they do something with the time skip and they explain it later on through exposition. But in the comic, it was Dwight. I don't know who's going to lead it now, you know. Acidic Wolf, I'm pissed we didn't have the badass sniper role in All Out War like Andrea had. They did it with Michonne for a little bit, but it's scrapped now. Yeah, I feel like that's one of those rushed little moments where I get a little frustrated with the storytelling, because it's like, okay, here's Michonne, give her a sniper rifle, go out there, oh, let's connect it with a deer. You know, she misses the walker but hits the deer, and she brings the deer back, and we can connect that to Negan. And since she was practicing with the sniper, we can put her in that position. So every time you rewatch it, when you see her with that sniper rifle, it's just there to fill that Michonne fight scene, you know what I mean? Which, again, it works, but maybe Juliet's getting me sick. I'm dying. Yeah, sweet. You said, I remember that fair scene with the deer. Michonne thought Rick died, and she pretty much gave up within 5 seconds. Two glass windows hanging from a tree for no reason. Yeah, and I still would have liked any, you know, I don't know, any scene that would have explained that. You don't even have to explain that. I know weird shit is just laying around, but you could have done something. I don't know. I'm sorry. Like I said before, not explain the origin of the glass windows. Well, I need a drink. What if I died right there? I just passed right up. That's what's going to happen to Rick. Spoiler. I'm going to tell you guys right here and now. He gives like his final badass Rick look to the camera, and he just falls over. How furious would you be? I would be furious. Anyway, they don't have to do the origin of the glass windows, but at least in like episode whatever, when they're out in the woods somewhere, have Rick and Daryl, or as they're going over their plan, just walk past that area. Show it, you know? I don't know, just because, listen, I love the windows thing. I love it being in there. And again, I think that's why I'm kind of mixed, because it's like it's two grown men running around a tree. I thought the bit with Carl was a bit forced, where Negan's like, and the more I watch it, the more I don't like that scene at all. He's like, Carl didn't know shit, you know. I just hate everything about that. But I love the idea of the broken windows, and that connects back with Rick in season 5. Negan, when he shows up in season 7 and he shoots the window, I love that idea, and that's what I mean about these shining moments. The charisma that shines through with everyone that's involved in this project, writers included. There's a lot of shit we don't agree with, but again, more and more I'm giving them slack because they still have to work with nothing, man. The budget is, it's literally starving The Walking Dead as a franchise. The budget is not anywhere close to what it should be. I know you guys are getting sick about hearing that, but I feel like it's not just writers going, oh yeah, I want to make this lackluster story. You know, when I was taking screenwriting courses, one of the things they drilled in your head was to change how you write for fun, like a story that you want to just do for fun. Like this, I love this story, I'm going to write this. And you need to write it with realistic filming expectations when it comes to budget. You can't just sit down and go, I got 2 guys in this Coliseum, and it's going to be an old Coliseum ruins, and it's going to be something that's going to cost you millions of dollars if your budget is $1 million. If your budget is $1 million, you have to change. Imagine that epic scene. Epic zombies in the ruins of a Coliseum. Oh my God, that sounds epic, right? But when you look at the budget now, it turns into 2 guys running around a tree. You see what I mean? So I'm going to keep talking about it, even though you're sick of hearing it. Even when Rick leaves, I will continue watching. Yeah, I think a lot of people will continue watching, but the story to follow, it's very important. If they don't do it right, they will lose a chunk of fans. I think they're still going to lose a chunk of fans who are just pissed, especially if it's not done right. Dwighty Boy said, hated how Dwight was cast out. I really hope he's just simply in the group when we see the group next. Sherry too. It would suck if we didn't see him again until the end of the season or some crap. I think we'll see him again, definitely. But I still think it was weird to cast him out unless they know ahead of time. Oh, we're gonna have Dwight do this. All right, fine, whatever. But I feel like it would be easier to just not cast him out and leave it on, just go find your girl. Just leave it at that and simple. We know Daryl still hates his guts, you know? We know Daryl was supposed to kill him, and Dwight might think he still wants to kill me if I come back. Sorry. So we don't need that in there. Take that out of there. And then you can have him stay away, like how apparently they're like a cast out. Or, if you change your mind, you have him back at the sanctuary, and fans aren't like, what happened? Muse said, I think Lenny James is the best actor on The Walking Dead. Well, I don't want to pit actors together, but I do agree that Lenny James is a fantastic actor. I love him. I'll watch him in anything. I absolutely love Lenny James. The first time I watched him and I was like, I'm keeping an eye on that actor, was in Jericho. It's an old TV show. It was some bomb went off or something, and they were in a little town, and then they showed this guy, nice guy, right? Cool guy. And then he had like this hidden secret. He was working on some bomb, or I don't know. And it goes a few different directions, you know, but ever since that moment, I was a Lenny James fan. Ever since Jericho, and when I saw him in The Walking Dead in the first episode, I was like, oh, that's badass, you know. But I do think Andrew Lincoln, like, my God, when he brings it, he brings it. Even Melissa McBride, I think she has a tremendous amount of talent. Who else is another one that has a wide range of talents? I was just going to say their name, and then I forgot. It doesn't matter. Like I said, I don't want to pit them against each other, but I definitely feel you when you say that, because he really, Lenny James can bring it. All right, for some reason, I am not seeing my super chats pop up. I might be going too fast for it. Oh, yo, Muse, I might be wrong. I did see Snatch before Jericho. I saw him in Snatch, but I didn't remember him in Snatch. I don't know. That was the movie with Brad Pitt, where he was the boxer, the Irish boxer, right? Yeah. I don't think I remembered him in Snatch. We got Dude Guys with a $5 super chat support. I just read issues 1 and 2. Love them. Have you considered selling the sticker and card by themselves? I want to give them to my friends. Yes, actually, well, I got the cards over there and the stickers. The stickers, we're going to make a bigger version. We have a little 2-inch, square of the MAPP logo. We do have MAPP logos and stuff on Redbubble. We're looking into making our own, because there's almost no profit in that. And I'm hoping to where the t-shirts can buy themselves or pay for themselves, so that way we can have really cool designs coming up. But yeah, anyway, we're going to in the future be selling the MAPP logo stickers and the cards, the trading cards. So and those will be like cheap ones you can just buy for a few bucks and add to your order. If you want to buy 3 or 4 different trading cards with cool images or something, we'll try to always keep at least 4 or 5 on hand, so you can add some for a couple bucks to the order. I think that'd be a cool little add-on. But yeah, we're gonna be doing that. Dude Guys with a $5 super chat support. Abraham is my favorite character. When he died, it was hard. Oh, how did I miss the one and get the other one? All right, we already covered that one. And then you had a $2 super chat, said you missed my $5 chat about Doomsday Kingdom. Yeah, I don't know how I missed that, but I missed it. But thank you very much. Mr. Sir, $5 super chat support. I think you should, should put The Walking Dead out of it. Okay, I think they should put The Walking Dead out of its misery and start a brand new show. Fear had promise, but the character and story writing is almost cartoonish for me. I will agree with you partially. The Walking Dead, like I said, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes, and if it was AMC that screwed things up, and that's why Andrew Lincoln is leaving, in all honesty, I think it is tremendously, incredibly, insanely unfair for the rest of the cast and crew to have to leave this show because of that. You know what I mean? That would be terrible if that is the case. You know what I mean? I never got a chance to watch Low Winter Sun. By the time I thought about checking it out, they canceled it. But again, I think it has to do. We have to find out what exactly went down, and then we'll know. But like I said, I think it still stands. I'd feel bad for the rest of the cast and crew if I didn't support them. But in the same strength, I still feel like they should have just had Rick's story end in season 9 by the end of it, and then close out that original The Walking Dead. It's done. That's the story from season 1 to season 9. There it is. And then with season 10, come back with a new follow the old G characters, but transfer them to a new show. Don't tell me it's not possible. It can happen. You simply just come back out with it, You could even call it season 10 for all I care, but give it like a mini story arc name, like call that one The New Beginning. started even with season 10, even though we had a time skip. Yeah, I'm talking about being that ridiculous. I don't care. As long as you know, like, okay, this is Rick's story and we're going to start off fresh with the new one. That's fine for me. Dude, guys, with another $5 chat just came in, said, wait, where'd it go? I have some questions for the movie that you might not be able to answer if it's spoilers, but I want to show a zombie king. Are there more than one? Well, that gets tricky. The zombies aren't actually kings. That's symbolic. And if it's symbolic, but it's not. There is a zombie king, and it is one of my favorite parts in the fucking story, and I love it. But yeah, I actually can't say any more than that because it would be a spoiler. But they don't talk and rule and sit on thrones, shit like that. And there is only one zombie king. Philip Crumby. CA $6.99 super chat support. Thank you very much for the support. Lenny James, Melissa McBride are amazing actors. I love all your content, Ronnie. Man, hope you're having a great night. Treat Juliet to an ice cream on me. Thank you very much for that support. I definitely will. Actually, we're going to be ending soon. I'm going to check on her. I think she might have just fallen back asleep. I gave her my phone. She's probably downloading 55 games on it already. Fear the Walking Dead is cartoonish, huh? Says Prisoner Negan. The geekdom of gore. Ronnie, do you think Kirkman could reboot the series, have different actors, different network, and have the show start where the comics are? No, because of the contract. When you, like, for example, I own the rights to Doomsday Kingdom, right? If I take them to a network, the network is going to want exclusive rights, meaning they are the only network allowed to make a TV show. Without that, what could happen is I go to the network and HBO says, sure, we want it. And if they don't ask for exclusive rights, and this never happens, but I'm giving you an example, I can take HBO's money, turn right around to Netflix, and Netflix and HBO can make the Doomsday Kingdom TV show. If you don't get the exclusive rights, then anyone can make a TV show that you sell it to. So I could sell it to fucking Netflix, HBO, anybody. I could have 10 Doomsday Kingdom TV shows out at once. And the competition, the marketplace would crumble for that franchise. That is the main reason. It's competition. So when they bought the Walking Dead franchise, when AMC bought it off of Robert Kirkman, it's with the stipulation that no one else can come out with anything that competes with it. So he can't sell it to a different network. He doesn't have the rights anymore to do that. And I don't know if there's other stuff in the contract where that expires or he has a chance to get it back. I don't know if there's anything like that. You never know. There could always be something like that, but I don't imagine that's the case. I think they own it, and they own it until they're good and ready to give it up, And I don't think they're going to do that anytime soon, unless Disney comes in and they are like, listen, we are on a roll with ruining shit. We will give you a ton of money to destroy The Walking Dead. And AMC would be like, wait a minute, what? You think you can outdo us? Motherfucker. Take your mouse back to your castle. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Dude, guys, with a $5 chat. I'm planning to have a character get bitten in the movie. For Doomsday Kingdom, I cannot tell you that. He asked, do the same rules apply as they do in The Walking Dead, where you die and you turn? Okay, here. Yeah, I can't tell you that. The zombie rules is different in Doomsday Kingdom than it is in The Walking Dead. There's some stuff that is similar. If you want to do someone dying and turning without getting bit, yeah, go ahead. You could do that. But they will be different, and you'll see it coming up. I love it. I don't want to toot my own horn, but I truly feel like I did something with that in the zombie lore that, in my opinion, for this story, will, okay, I'm going to be a little cocky. It'll revolutionize. Nah, that's not the right word. That's a little too extreme. It takes an idea in the zombie genre and makes it 10 times better, in my opinion. Trust me, you'll fucking love it. Yeah, I can't wait till we discuss that and why I decided to have that be the case in my story, because I think it takes something, a rule in the zombie, genre, and it really adds tension to it, a lot of tension, because right now it's simple. But anyway, we're not going to get into that here. Wait. Okay, so Lenny was, I don't remember that. I'm going to have to watch it again. I don't remember his role in Snatch. I'll have to watch it again. It's been a long time. Jacob said, but Disney is responsible for Infinity War. Listen, as much as I enjoyed Infinity War, we can't get into that again for spoilers if anyone hasn't seen it. But I was like, oh my God. This, they went there, put it that way. I was like, they finally went there. Marvel, they finally did it. And then I thought about it a moment, and I was like, no, they didn't. So, but I loved it. I'll be honest, I highly enjoyed Infinity War, so I'll give you that one. Disney did that one. Hold on one second. Let me. We're going to be ending soon, but I wanted to holler down the hall to see if she fell asleep or not. Imagine The Walking Dead on HBO with Frank Darabont still the showrunner up to this day, and with bigger budget and more better, great story and director. That's another thing, man. I wish we could look into a different, I wouldn't. I'm so curious to see what The Walking Dead would be like if Frank Darabont kept going with it. I'm so curious, just my curiosity. I just want to know. Yeah, I think Rick could be hiding under a dumpster. I think that's absolutely possible. Oh wait, someone said it would have been cool if, and then the comment. YouTube needs to fix this. It is so clunky scrolling down the comments. Are you going to make volumes for Doomsday Kingdom? Yes, we already have the volume covers designed. Or an idea, I should say, for the volume covers. And no, they're not connecting. We get that a lot. A lot of people want Doomsday Kingdom to adopt a lot of stuff that The Walking Dead does. But I love the idea that they do in The Walking Dead because their volume covers have zombies up front and they all connect. I love it, but in the same strength, one of the con is there's some covers that I don't want to do in that format. So for Doomsday Kingdom, the volumes will be different, but they won't have the same cover. Leave that for The Walking Dead. They did it. I love that they did it, and I want that to stay a Walking Dead thing. But the Doomsday Kingdom will have different type of volume covers. Plus, we don't want to just keep copying shit, right? Sylvia Pierce, is there a Doomsday Kingdom Comic 3 coming pre-order? Yeah, we're announcing that this week. Dan said, I'm behind by like 20 minutes now, watching back, but keep up with the live chat. So confused. Probably just going to go live and go back later. Yeah, probably your best bet. Dude Guy says, I'm still available for a mod position. I think you're still on the list. Like I said, I'm going to go look at the list just so we're not putting people ahead of others. But you should still be on the list, as far as I know. I know this is an awful idea, but I would kind of find it funny if Rick died tripping down some stairs or something ridiculous. Yeah, that would be kind of funny if it was something ridiculous, right? Dude Guy said, I would like to have seen Abe and Negan arguing with a $2 super chat. Thank you very much for all the super chats tonight. And I agree. I do miss... That was, if you guys remember back then, that was a big thing I was excited about. Having Abraham for All Out War. Having Abraham alive for at least a part of the Negan storyline. But it just didn't happen. Take a Walk With Me said, random question, but does it bother you that they changed the background color of the DVD covers for season 7? What are you talking about? Well, here's the thing. No, it doesn't bother me because there's multiple different versions. You know, for example, I never bought the DVDs. I always bought the Blu-ray. So for me, it didn't change. For the Blu-rays stayed the same. So for DVD and for Blu-ray, there's multiple different versions. There's the one you're talking about that's all different and white, and then there's others that are identical. You know, so for me, my Blu-ray collection of The Walking Dead is identical for every season so far, except no, they did a re-release on season 1. But yeah, for me, it's all the same. But yeah, for DVD, it's changed, and that would be shitty. How can people like Frank Darabont with all the unrealistic fast walkers laugh out loud? That's something I am curious about. If I ever get the chance to interview Frank Darabont, I would love to know how much thought went into the zombies. How much of that was just on the moment, or were you more? Because it seems like, excuse me, I don't want to be out of line or nothing, but it seems like Frank Darabont loved the story, but didn't have a lot of focus on the zombies and just kind of kept that to like Greg Nicotero. And once in a while, I can picture him saying like, have a guy breaking a rock on a glass. That's zombies aren't threatening enough. Have him pick up a rock. He's breaking into. I could picture him saying some shit like that. And being more focused on the human side of what's going on and less attached to the rules of the zombies. I can see that happening. And that's why in season 3, I believe it was, around season 2 to 3, they made a rules list. Only zombies are going to be drunk and slow, no weapons, no rocks, no yada, yada, yada. So, yeah, no, climbing and stuff like that. So, but in Frank Darabont's defense, keep in mind, there were some things in the comic that were... Alright, I'm going to go into it, and this is actually part of what I scripted already for Analyze, because I'm working on Analyze behind the scenes and stuff, little by little, but if you look at the comic book, there's some things that can make you think Frank Darabont got it from the comic book. Like, the teddy bear zombie girl is in issue number 1, but it's not the same. She's not picking it up off the ground. If I remember correctly, it's just a little zombie girl walking with a teddy bear, holding a teddy bear already. So there's certain little things where you can see where Darabont was focusing on the people, but he might have pulled some stuff from the comic. You guys let me know. Maybe I'll grab the volume 1, and maybe I'll find that image and show you, because, like I said, it's not as detailed as the movie, but if I remember correctly, there is something that is kind of like the teddy bear walker girl. Yeah, and I don't like the smart ideas anyway. Walter White said, where would you like to go with Doomsday Kingdom? If I can have it my way, if I could just have one simple thing without being greedy, I would love for Doomsday Kingdom to be successful enough to tell the entire story as a popular comic, but popular enough. And like I said, I'm not trying to get greedy. Popular enough to tell the whole story, and then maybe branch into, while that is being released over the next 10, 15 years, branch into selling a few screenplays, putting any money back into MAPP, and then we're going to start producing our own original content. That would be awesome. One day, someday, somehow, we are doing our own original zombie story, even if it's super independent. It's going to have snow. It's going to take, which for me, that's a feat, because I love the look of snow, but I hate being in it. And if I'm going to be a producer or a director, who knows by that time, I'm going to have to be there. We're filming in the snow, and it will have snow, So again, if I can have one thing, it would be that Doomsday Kingdom's a successful comic. I could sell a few screenplays. We could do some other projects, and then Make a Path Presents can, you know, bring out some original content. It's always going to be a YouTube channel, though. The only thing is we would expand and bring on talent one day. You know, and again, I'm going full time starting now with the summer and all that, and we're slowly working towards that goal. But I can't wait to get closer there, because that would be awesome. I can't wait to start getting more people in, or bringing on people to work. That would be fucking amazing. Anyway. Let me see here. Philip Cumby with a $6.99 super chat support. I've been wanting Madison to die since early season 2. Do you think second half of Fear season 4 will be as amazing as the first half of season 4? It's looking promising. It really is. Especially with the atmosphere. There's something about the atmosphere that makes me think, okay, you know what? The second half has a serious chance, because that's not an easy feat to film in a snowstorm. You know, that's a lot more difficult than just filming on a cloudy day or filming on a sunny day. I mean, filming in a rainstorm. I mean, shit. It gives me hope that we're gonna get a really atmospheric second half. So I'm looking forward to it. Dude, guys just said, let me scroll up, with a $5 super chat support. I just rewatched season 3 of Fear, and I think that the season, while heavily flawed, is worth a rewatch. It had some cool ideas and characters. I'm trying to remember. I think season 2 was the one that I was completely like, oh no. Magic Mind Freaker said no. Teddy bear in issue 1. No teddy bear in issue 1. No, now keep in mind, I don't mean it's a shot of her picking up a teddy bear, walking, and it's Rick shooting her. No, it's like a random shot of the street, and there's like a little, in the corner of a panel is a little zombie girl. You know, it's not like hold on, let me see if I can find it, because I'm almost positive I remember scripting that for the Analyzed for episode 1. All right. I don't have my notes, but episode... Oh, wait a minute. You know what? No, you might be right. You might be definitely right. It might not be issue 1, because they didn't do the shot of the zombies until issue 2. So... Wait a minute. Or did they do it in issue 1? So in issue 1, he walks down Atlanta. And we just have some zombies. He falls off his horse. There's more zombies. Yeah, you know what? It might be issue 4 now that I think about it. Isn't that the one where they go back? It's going to bug me now. Well, I don't want to hold you guys up, especially since we are close to the end of the live stream. What I'm going to do is I am going to check my notes, find that picture, and then I'll post it on Twitter. Because I remember, and again, it's like one of these panels where they show just like the city. And it's like a little zombie here. man, the artwork in this is so cool, man. If you guys haven't read, if you're a TV only fan of The Walking Dead, man, you gotta check out the comics. The artwork, I friggin' love them. I love it. Yeah, they walk up, they pick up the shopping cart. Damn, where the hell is that scene? Glenn yaks. That's when they put the guts on and he throws up. That's a part I like in the show. Yep, there it is. Okay, it is in season. Boom, bingo. I am sorry you guys waited a minute, but it fucking bothers me when I say something and then it's like I can't back it up. It's going to gnaw at me all day. Anyway, this is like issue 4, where Glenn and Rick go back to the city to get the guns. In the comic book, it was just Glenn and Rick, and it was just for the guns, but not the guns he left. It was for guns in a gun store, so they can get more ammo so they're not ambushed. Anyway, on this page, I don't know how the fuck I'm going to show this. On this page, yeah, good luck, Ronnie. They start heading into the city, and then down here, on this little panel, is a zombie lady, not girl, holding a teddy bear. Right here. And what I will do is, watch this. Watch this fancy work right here. Watch this fancy stuff. Configure video. Advanced settings. Nope. Webcam controls. Yep. Watch this. Watch nothing. There is the zombie lady holding a teddy bear. It's hard to tell at this angle if it's in focus, but it kind of looks like it's in focus right there. Alright, I hope that's in focus. Cancel that. Would you like to see if it changes? Nope. Alright. So, there we go. Zombie lady, you can see where if Frank Darabont is so interested in the character stories, because if you watch all the behind the scenes, and then he's, you know, he likes the zombie aspect, but it's something he's reading that and he sees a zombie holding a teddy bear. It starts now making sense why he would throw that in there, because again, the Hollywood mind is thinking we need to fool the audience, we need to rope them in. So he sees the image, oh my god, the girl holding a teddy bear, zombie holding a teddy bear. That's a cool thing. Let's incorporate that into the story. But he needs to rope the audience. So have the little girl pick up the teddy bear, and the audience is going to think that's a little girl. Perfect. Because then the reveal that she's dead will be even more impactful. So he's thinking with that type of mentality, not, you know, zombies move and act a certain way and that's it. There's some liberties there. So to some degree, yeah, I was a little worried what direction he would take it, especially the biggest problem I had, zombies eating each other. It ruins a lot in the world of The Walking Dead. If you do that one change, it ruins a ton. And then with the rocks, he was probably filming and he thought it doesn't look threatening enough. Pick up a rock. You're breaking the window. You know what I mean? That's threatening. So on the same strength, I'm not like, I don't know. You guys let me know what you think about it. Again, sorry for taking so long to find that. But I bet you, most of you, even comic readers, I've never, ever, ever, and I've held on to that for like 3 years. I've been planning this big, you know, and I think that's my biggest problem. I keep trying to make this huge video about The Walking Dead, and I finally realized I need to break it down and then blend it with my idea for the analyze, because I want to analyze the whole series. And when I'm done with analyzing it, I guarantee like the series is over. Like it's going to be big and epic. I was holding on to that for like 3 years because every time you watch the fun fact videos or the crazy shit or the difference between comic and show, they miss a lot of little nuggets like that. And I love it. Like me as a fan, maybe it's just me, but I thought that would be fucking awesome knowing that that was in the comic and no one ever talks about it. Maybe they do and I just somehow miss it, you know? But you guys let me know. Maybe that's a comic thing I'm geeking out about. That's no big deal, but you guys let me know. Magic Mind Freaker said, should have known you were right, Ronnie. You know your shit. Listen, I'm wrong time to time, you know? But when I'm right, I'll let you know about it. When I'm wrong, I'll hide it. It's a blur. Did you guys see it? Oh my God, I'm talking shit and you probably didn't even see it. It looked like... I'm going to post a picture of it. Good night, Muse. We're about to end it here anyway. We'll see you next week. How long did it take for you to have that collection behind you, and did you buy all that? It's awesome. This collection, since The Walking Dead came out, I didn't collect anything when The Walking Dead came out. The first thing, what happened? What was the first thing the first thing I got was a Rick Grimes toy. Yeah, I was buying something for my daughter for Christmas, and I found this black and white Rick Grimes as a cop from the TV show. And I thought, the back of the box had him in color. I thought it looked cool. I was like, oh, The Walking Dead. I didn't know they had toys. This looks neat. And it was in black and white with blood splatter. It was at Toys R Us, and I was like, oh my God. I think this is like here's me, right? This is a screw up. I'm telling my girlfriend, this is a screw up. There's no color on this toy. That's how fresh I was to the figures, because it was purposefully made in black and white. I didn't know that. I thought it was a mistake. And I told my girlfriend, I said, listen, The Walking Dead's popular. I bet you I can buy this, hold on to it for a year or two, and sell it for, like 3 or 4 times my money. I guarantee it. And then I bought it, took it home. And money was tight back then, too, So I thought, I'm an idiot. I just bought, grown man, bought a $16 toy, That's what I'm thinking. So I took it back to the store. Worst mistake ever. Because that toy shot up in price. Not 3 times its value, but like 13 times its value. I think the last time I paid attention, that toy was worth like $300. Because it was one that wasn't made they didn't make a lot of those. So that was the first thing I got, and my girlfriend bought me the head with the screwdriver in it. I loved it. I thought it was so cool, and it snowballs into. I ran into Merle, and I was like, "It's Merle. He looked cool." I passed on Rick. I'm gonna grab Merle. Maybe these things are collectible. At the time I bought them because I think they look cool, but I wanted to hustle them. I wanted to get some and flip some. And then I got a couple zombies. I love zombies. Those I love them. I was like, oh my God, they're fucking zombies, man. Love it. And it snowballs from there. But as far as all this, it had to be 8 years. Same thing as The Walking Dead being on. So it took 8 years for all this. And a lot of this was gifted. A lot of MAPP members gifted stuff like the poster right here. I think that video is coming soon. The Last of Us statue here. This was from Naughty Dog, but it was a cheap little bust. Love it. Yeah, a lot of different stuff. We have a gift right here, another amazing gift from anonymous MAPP member. The Predator, the Elder Predator. Oh my God, it's gorgeous. I love the Predator design. What else we got? A lot of stuff though, like the Predators right here. I bought like a whole. It's not clearance, but it's like here's like 2 whole new series, and because you bought the whole shebang, it's like dirt cheap. Is that what that was? And yeah, I mean, it takes a while. You do piece by piece. But one thing is definitely look for sales. If you're looking to get into it and you're excited now, just look for stuff for sales. Like with Rick Grimes with the 3 zeros, these are the expensive figures. They come out, they're like $200, And I wanted it for a while. I think I sat on Rick for like a year. I didn't even buy him because he was like $1.80 or some shit like that. And then the one day I came on Amazon and it was on sale for like $84 or something. The steal were the zombies, the pet zombies. Yo, they were selling for like $250 for both of them. And separately, they were like $150 or $160. Well, I had them in my Amazon shopping cart for a straight year, I think. The one with the green shorts went on sale for like $62, and the one with the blue shorts. And keep in mind, these were dropping in price like $120 to $110, $120, $110, $120, $110 for the longest. And then they started floating around the $90 mark. Well, for 2 days, they finally dropped down to like one was $68 and one was $58. And I copped them both, and I was going to wait. I was going to just wait to see if they went even lower. And they never went lower than $90 ever again, as far as I seen. But they could have, since they're older now, especially since they re-released them. But I look for sales like this statue here, Rick Grimes. I think he's like a $600 statue now. When he first came out, he was $300. Had no interest in buying a statue at $300 at the time. And my girlfriend showed me an email ad for McFarlane Toys, 50% off. And I jumped on it, you know. Smart idea, too, because the statues tripled in price like a month later. Anyway, you guys don't want to hear me talk about that shit. Daryl hasn't gotten laid. Entire apocalypse blew his chance to bang Beth. Wow, that's just disgusting. Ronnie, do you know that the actor that plays Aaron was in Infinity War? I heard about that. I didn't read the article. I saw Infinity War and I couldn't see him, so I'm assuming he just did like a voiceover or something. Did he do one of the monsters? Wait, Maggie's staying on? I don't know if Maggie's staying on. I don't think she is. I don't think she is. Anakin says, Ronnie, do you have any plans after the Walking Dead TV show finally ends and you are open to do content unrelated to the zombie genre? Oh, yeah, we're starting now, branching out. I'm always going to circle back around to the zombies. Like I said, I want to do what I'm passionate about, and it has been my, since I was a kid, it's been my all-time favorite stuff. The horror genre as a whole, horror sci-fi, has been my all-time favorite, but at the top of the list is post-apocalyptic, zombies. So I will always, when there's new movies, new games, new whatever, I will always discuss them, but I do want to branch out and really do more with the channel. But keep in mind, I get tons of requests to turn it into a movie review channel, a TV review channel. I do want to discuss those things, obviously, but I do not want to turn this into a review-only channel, So we got a lot of plans coming up. I think in 6 months, you guys should get an idea of where I want to take the channel. And a quick little example is to be able to pump out the gaming videos, because a lot of those are easy to do. You play the game, record the game, put it up. Sometimes I like to do funny edits. So we'll have like one funny edit video like a week, but other than that, it'll be gameplay. And then we have these easy ones where it's discussion. I hit record, I talk about a topic, and then I upload it. Simple and easy. But as you guys are getting like daily discussion videos, little by little behind the scenes, I'm working on this highly edited video. So let's say for the first month, you get one highly edited video. Let's say in July, you get one highly edited video, but then the rest of the month you're getting, daily or every other day, a mix of discussions and gameplays. That's the idea. If I stick with only highly edited videos, I can only do one or maybe two a week. But if I am doing the edited stuff at the same time when it comes to the unedited stuff, before I used to spend extra time to just at least add images in because I felt bad. I was like, I got to give them something, I got to do something more. But now I'm just like, no, if you want a discussion video, is just going to be a discussion, because behind the scenes I got a binder full of scripts and da-da-da. So once they start coming out, like I said, in 3 months at this time, we should be where I want to be. Again, we're going to have down times and yada, yada, yada. But that's the game plan. That's the structure. Unedited content, simple discussions, and then you'll get that 1 a month. The next month you'll get to 2 a month. And then hopefully it'll be every other week we get this edited video, something you know that a lot of time and energy went into. Like I said, you guys will see down the road how that comes out. And then we'll start expanding from there. Hey, Ronnie, any plans to continue streaming Outlast? Love those streams. Yes, as soon as I either fix the problem with the capture card, I got the Avermedia, it keeps saying out of range, and I don't know what the problem is. I do know I had a problem with my TV, and I connected my an actual TV to the computer, and that might be the problem. So I actually just ordered a computer monitor. Right now I'm using a TV, and I'll be honest, it is horrendous. All right, the TV's got a good picture on it, but as a computer monitor, my God, it is terrible. Even the game I just realized today is it's delayed by like a second, or at least it definitely feels like a second. And it's something my cousin was talking to me about, and I was like, oh my God, because there's so many times in the games when you're playing a game, you'll be like, as you're hitting the controls, your character's always a second behind. It's like, what is that? Long story short, so I got a new monitor coming. It'll be here in 2 days. And with the new monitor, I'm hoping that will fix that problem I'm having with the capture card. And if that doesn't fix it, and it's actually a broken thing, I'm going to have to get like a Elgato or something. And we'll be back with the live streams. Again, it's going to be Outlast and The Last of Us. I do want to finish both of those. And then we'll have something new coming up, as we're doing Fortnite as well, for those interested in Fortnite. Well, we don't know. You're talking about Heath. Yeah, you know what? I do want to... Yeah, oh yeah, we've been talking for a good 2 hours. I do want to get off and check on Juliet. She's actually been good. I think she fell asleep, the poor thing. But you said Heath, it was BS to have the actor sign up for The Walking Dead and almost leave immediately. What the fuck? Why didn't they have to sign a contract? In these situations, I don't know the details, but I feel like he believed it would be a bigger role than it was. And when it turned out not to be as big, he said, okay, I need a bigger role, or I have to take a new job. AMC said, okay, take a new job. And then he started, looking for work. Once he found work, they left his story open-ended, where he disappears. I think that's how that works. I don't think it was the actor just being like, I'm here, I'm not here, And I do think they did have a contract with him, but there's got to be a stipulation in the contract where if you don't use them, they're allowed to do other things. You know what I mean? Because I don't think you can get in a contract as an actor and then they don't put you on a screen, because you could just sabotage someone's career like that. You'd be like, oh, we'll get you in this great show, yada, 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 and then have them with a 3-year contract. They can't do other shows, and then you just never put them on TV. They just drop in popularity, and then you let them out of the contract, and they're no longer popular. You know what I mean? So there's got to be something in there. What's your dream weapon in a zombie apocalypse? A tomahawk. Prisoner Negan doesn't like Fortnite. He says Fortnite sucks. I agree with you 80% of the time. I do 20% of the time. I'm having a shit ton of fun. If they brought in some people, I think, to actually balance the game, I think the devs working on the game, I think it's a combination of just getting lucky, because Battle Royale wasn't their game. They made a Save the World game, and Battle Royale blew up out of nowhere. And I feel like some of them just don't understand their own game. Like they have this mechanic called the Storm, and it kills you if you're in it. The reason it kills you is because you don't want anyone exploiting the Storm. But I think they just forgot about that, because now they'll make it so fast and so strong where you're getting killed in the Storm a lot. especially in limited time modes. And I feel like if they actually brought someone in who was good at balancing video games, they would say, here, listen, dummies. The Storm has one purpose, to bring the fighters together so it's not a slow game. The reason the Storm hurts players is to keep people from exploiting the Storm and winning that way. I think they totally forgot about that, because how they balance certain things feels like that idea, where they just do something and they're not thinking about the balance. So yes, I do agree with you. 80% of me says it sucks, but that 20% of me, when I'm having fun, it's a blast. Wait. How did you get a straw through a bottle cap? Or did I see that wrong? No, I just fucking jammed it in there. What do you mean? You know, a little bendy straw, and I just fucking jammed it in there. See? No, I took a razor. I keep a box cutter in my pocket, and I just slid a little triangle in the cap. Ronnie, just want to let you know that you're the goat of live streaming. Just saying. Ouch, brother. Call me a goat? Well, it's better than being a jackass, I guess. I'm kidding. Thank you. For those who don't know, he's calling me the greatest of all tits. CAA won't allow Heath to return. They want him to accept bigger roles. Bullshit. Yeah, I'm sure his managing company wants him to wants him to accept big roles, sure, but CAA, I don't think it works like that. I think they'll guide him into taking roles, but I don't think it's, oh no, Walking Dead. Just based on, his career would benefit from being on The Walking Dead. He jumped over to the 28, 24, whatever that is. It didn't do well. If I was his manager, I would say, bro, see what they have in mind for The Walking Dead, because the fan bases, when they get a liking to you, and he has a lot of charisma as an actor. He could go in there, bang out another season, and if they actually have good story for him, he could become a fan favorite. Fucking easy. He's got the charisma. With The Walking Dead in its current state, I don't know why they're not bringing Heath back. Again, because the actor has a ton of charisma. So, Magic Mind Freak says Chris Hardwick was sabotaged. Yeah, I'm still waiting to see more about that, because new stuff was brought out. There was some new stuff brought out by the girl who made the claims herself. She made a video, for example, discussing a certain event, but in her little essay, that event was completely different, and he was like this monster. But in her video, at the time that this happened, she talked about how sweet he was. He was at the foot of her bed, and he was like, he was broken over this, because what was it, like a miscarriage or something like that. A lot of other stuff came out. And I don't know. There's a lot of people who are starting to really doubt the claims, thinking that she exaggerated. But again, like I said my piece on it. What are you going to do? There's, I wasn't there. I don't know. I said my piece on it, and until more evidence comes out, I don't know what the hell to do, I would hate to see somebody who is abusive get away with being abusive in the same strength. I would hate to see a crazy ex-girlfriend destroy someone's life over false accusations. Again, I am glad I'm not judging this here, because I don't know. The weapon in The Last of the Mohicans. Yeah, they had a bone tomahawk. Ronnie, do you think they should play Behind Blue Eyes by The Who as a song choice? Oh, I have no idea. Is it a good song? Sure, play it. I know The Who. I know I probably know that song, but I don't know them by name, so I'm not sure. Nicholas says, play the Outlast DLC. It's way better than the main game. I might. I don't think I'm going to be doing part 1 and 2. Outlast is one of those games where it's definitely fun to try out, and I'm interested in finishing it. But when I think about doing a part 2, I love being active in a video game, and I don't know if I could keep just running around avoiding people. It is fun. You gotta play it at least once. You have to, especially if you're into horror. But I love being active. I want to be involved. I want to give me a gun. I want to shoot them. You know. Do you think my Rick Grimes impression is good enough to do video game voiceovers? I'm not sure. I'd have to listen to your Rick Grimes impression. I've had like 5 people send me clips of their Rick Grimes impressions. I'd have to look and see which one you are, because your name is just The Walking Dead, so I don't remember that, you know. But I'll check them out. Dude Guys with a $5 super chat says, Strand is one of the few long-lasting characters, but I like him a lot. In Season 3, he went back to his prime, has a lot of interesting dialogue. Strand and Alicia, that's just it, right? Unless Daniel comes back. I mean, Strand is a Season 1 character, but he was one of those, you know, last 2 episodes, I think. Philip Crumby with a $6.99 super chat. Are you still looking for the black Deadpool from Loot Crate? I don't believe so. I don't really remember what one you mean. Is it just that little thing with the whatever? I don't think so. Yeah, I'm good on that. Thank you very much, though. They need to make an umbrella where you can be in the storm for a limited amount of time. They need to make an umbrella where you can be in the storm for a limited amount of time. No, they need to stop making the storm kill you, period. It makes no sense why the storm is killing people so much. You need to pulsate the storm. Have it 1 tick damage all the time. You know what I'm saying? Even when it comes down to the final storms, that is when you make the adjustment. But for the first 3 storms, without a doubt, it should be 1 tick. And then when the storm closes, give it 30 seconds and do a 50 damage pulse in the storm. This way, no matter where you are, and if you go and calculate it, no matter where you are, you will be able to make it in if you're not screwing around. Unfortunate events happen. You're getting in long fights. You might once in a while get killed, but I'm telling you what, it will dramatically decrease the amount of people who die in a storm. There was one time where the battle bus came up through the map. The storm was top left corner, all the way top left, and then I start running right away. Right, I got like 1 gun, 50 wood, but I know I have to start running. And I got in like 1 fight. That's it. Keep running. I got stuck in the storm a little bit, got out of the storm, got another fight. The second storm circle was again, and this is something they got to stop doing, in the top left. Simple solution. If it's in the top left, don't ever put it in the top left again right away, not back to back. They constantly do it back to back. Again, these are simple fixes that somebody who is paying attention should be fixing in this game. They make $300 million a month. You'd think they would bring someone in just to discuss how to balance the damn game. But yeah, I strongly believe in the first 3 storms, you should not have damage that's doing that much. You know what I'm saying? It should be at the very little. When you die in a storm, it should be like, oh my God, I can't remember the last time I died in a storm. And like I said, that example where I was running the top left, it happens frequently. And then when I died in the storm, I was spectating someone who dies in the storm, and then I spectated a third person who died in the storm, and then I'm watching names of characters in the feed who are dying in the storm. There's like 10 or 15 people in every game who are dying in storms. You know what I mean? Because the storm setup sucks. Anyway, this isn't Fortnite. We gotta go. We're at 2 hours. I know I'm gonna get lots of people yelling. Why 2 hours, Ronnie? 1 hour and shut up. I don't have 2 hours. I cannot pause this at 1 hour and then come back from home from work and replay the second hour. You son of a bitch. Stop doing 2 hour live streams. How do you feel about people who say they will stop watching if Rick dies? There's a part of me that I understand. You know, fuck it. I understand. There's another part of me, though, that is like, come on, guys, let's at least help out the cast and crew on this. Imagine if, keep this in mind, if you feel that way, imagine, I know you might not care, but imagine if AMC fucked it up and Rick is out the door and you have all these other people that this is their like dream job, winning the lottery. Oh my God, they absolutely love doing this. And if all the fans just walk away and don't even give them a chance, I feel like that's so shitty, you know, absolute. And I'm not saying it's shitty on you. How dare you? You decide. But I feel so bad for the people who are actually putting in passionate work if this is something that is out of their control, you know. So I want us to, as a Walking Dead fan bases, the Walking Dead family, to at least just give them a chance, you know. After Rick goes, just let's see where the story goes and give them a chance. But like I said, though, people who are done, I feel them. You know, I feel you. Yeah, I have a PS4. I'm gonna find the last couple questions so we can roll out of here. I want to check out my. Yeah, okay, we're good on the loot chat. What is it called? Super chat. Imagine if they called it the loot chat. It's bad that they're going to have Daryl take Rick's role. Like, why not Michonne or even Negan? Someone who's interesting and not so one-dimensional. Well, I think this is solely based on fan base size, you know? Established fan base size. Because you can argue Michonne, the actor herself, has a big fan base, and I would agree. You know, I'm a big fan of Denai Guerrera. I don't think I ever say her name right. And with Daryl, though, you could see the numbers. You know, you can see the figures that sell, the coffee mugs that sell, the blankets that sell. It's right there on the sheet, so it probably looks bigger than Michonne. Although I do believe Michonne is up there, you know, because there's definitely a lot of figures, a lot of merchandise with Michonne on it. But they probably ran the numbers. He probably came out just a little bit ahead. They got a good working relationship. And Michonne is doing some movies. They don't know if that is somebody they can pay to stay, you know. So it could be a number of different things. No low-key, no pressure said, I got a PS4, accept my friend request, Ronnie. I got to look, because PS4 has limited friend requests. Because my daughter tried to friend somebody, and it was, like, filled up. Not us, the person. So I got to see how many, because I know we friended a few people. Howling Wolf, Ronnie, are you going to check out the Resident Evil movie reboot when it comes out, or do you think they can finally get it right? They're rebooting the movie? Oh my God, what I would give to be a part of that. My God, that would be amazing. I'm always willing to give it a shot. But if it is anything like the old movie at all, I'm not going anywhere near it. Trev said, Trev211996 said, I have a feeling he hates being called Ronald. I don't mind. It's my grandfather's name. I love my grandfather, so it's kind of like a respect thing, you know. I don't mind at all. Go for it. Knock yourself out. It has a ring to it, you know. I don't know if it's a good ring. Ronald. Ronnie, are you gonna... Okay, I already did that one. Do you think Daryl will be the leader after Rick dies? I think they're positioning it that way. I thought Strand was going to become a villain at some point. He had potential for it. He did. It would be dumb if they killed off Strand. He did have potential for it, but I like keeping him as one of the good guys. Nick is possibly going to be in flashback in the second half. Sure, I think he could be. I think it's possible. I don't think they need it, but the way the story is set up, he could be in one, especially towards the end of the season with his sister, or relating to his sister, you know. AA said they didn't want to pay Carl. Now, if you have proof of that, I would love to see it. As far as we know, that's just speculation. And I think that comes with speculation from him be going from 17 to 18. And they said that 18 gets paid more. I tried to look it up just real quick, and the only thing I found out was it's not that much. It's not that much more. I will definitely check that because I want to. That could be a lie. and it was just one of the first articles that popped up. I'm going to look into it. But like I said, if you have proof, or if you have like source, people said it in articles and their sources, I would love more information, just so maybe that could change my mind. But it could be possible. You never know. Yo, watch the 100, Ronnie. I think you dig it. I watched the first season. I thought it could be something I could get into. The second season lost me. But then my cousins, both of them, they really like the 100. And is this season 3? They said it gets really good, or season 4, something like that. They did say one of them I'm not going to like season 5, but we'll see. I might give it a shot. Leaf Lenster says, I think it's mostly because as an adult he's also off minor hour limits. I don't see that being a problem though. The way it works though is a minor can only film a certain amount of time. So that's actually better for them. When he becomes an adult, and they have it all set up, and it costs money to set up every time you're filming, They don't, and that's why a lot of days are long. When they're set up and they don't have the scene film right, or they need more takes, you gotta stay. Imagine being a minor and your time is up. You gotta get off the set. Like, they don't fucking screw around with that. What if you need just a few more takes, and the day goes longer and you can't film? You gotta reset up the next day. I'm sure that happens from time to time. It would actually financially help them in that case if he was an adult, because then he could stay on set. There's no law making him leave. So I think in that case, it would help AMC, to be honest, for him to be an adult. No, I never watched the Mist TV show. It did not look good at all, in my opinion. I liked the movie, though. Honestly, whatever, though, Chandler seems plenty happy doing what he's doing now. Yeah, he seemed happy in a recent interview. I mean, hell yeah, I say he should make the best of it. Go for it, man. No, I haven't seen Mayhem yet. I want to check it out. Alicia plays in the 100. Yeah, that's where I saw her from before. She was in the Fear the Walking Dead. Julio Torres. Ronnie, will The Last of Us 2 be coming out with a collector's edition? It should. If so, what would it include and how much? Oh, geez, I have no idea. I know it'll be around the $150 to $200 price range, but what will it include? I have no clue. Most likely a keychain, a couple little trinkets, and then like a big item. Or if they're doing a simple one and then a big one, I'm hoping we get a statue one like we did last year, or last release, the first release, and then maybe they'll do like a smaller one with just like a messenger bag and a, necklace, But yeah, we gotta get going, because 2 hours will turn into 3, and Juliet will come in here and drop kick me, and she'll be like, "Why'd you leave me out there?" I'm kidding. She definitely had to have fallen asleep. I'd be shocked if she's still awake. But yeah, give me your thoughts and opinions. What do you think about Rick? And like I said, and I think this is very important, from this point forward, if you're a fan of the Walking Dead TV show and you are not into spoilers, let me pop my cool new banner up there. We're going to play with banners more often. If you're not into spoilers at all, be warned. Be careful on the internet, in comment sections. And like I said, I'm not going to get offended if you want to go down to my comment section during new videos, leave a comment, but don't read anything. Walking Dead videos, I won't be offended. I understand completely. The internet's a messed up place, so be careful out there, especially, unfortunately, on Walking Dead posts themselves by AMC and, unfortunately, Skybound on Facebook. Every time they made a post during the Glenn and Abe stuff, that would be one of the first things that somebody would comment. So be careful out there. Try to avoid it, because we know it's coming at this point. There's so many clues, but you don't want the specifics ruined to pull you out of the immersion. Unless you do, then, go fucking look it up. I don't know. And if you're like, oh my God, I'm going to type in the chat, how do we look it up? Just Google it. It's going to take you straight to whatever community. Spoilers, The Walking Dead, maybe page 1, page 2, you will find it. It's got to be easy. So, good night, everybody. Put your thoughts and opinions down in that comment box, and let me know who you would pick. If you could have the pick, if it was up to you, who would you pick to take over as one of the anchor leads in The Walking Dead? You can have more than one. Me personally, I would prefer a council approach. Grab Michonne, grab Maggie, 2 different communities. Grab Daryl as the one who bounces back and forth, not connected to a major one. Stuff like that. I'm good with a council. That'd be my quick pick. Who would you like? Put them down in the comment box, and I'll see you guys here next Sunday, 10:30 Eastern Standard Time, to discuss more about The Walking Dead and some other random shit. Good night.